Hey, what's up? I know it's been a bit since I posted a video. I'm really trying to keep this to stuff where like it's actually important or interesting, things like that. First of all, I'm sorry for the audio quality. It's being recorded off of my phone right now. I usually use these little guys right here, Rode mics. Unfortunately, I did a job with them and left them in my car, and the cold killed the batteries on them. Just wanted to make a video while I kind of had the energy for it. Um, I don't know if this one will be terribly long. I just kind of wanted to like talk about like the hellscape that is marketing. By marketing, I do mean like advertising and marketing together. I know that they're two very distinct fields, but I'm kind of using them together to mean one process by which you go from a company making a product to getting that product to the customer. That's what marketing and advertising is meant to be, and it's what it was supposed to have been. And for much of history, it was, but then slowly over time, we've moved into this horrendous place where marketing and advertising just means spam. It just means bombarding the customer with useless information, useless advertisements for things that nobody wants, that nobody needs, and it's just killing off like any semblance of a normal product that companies might want to get through to you. For instance, I was trying to buy, what was I trying to buy just recently? Something along the lines of like a piece of furniture or something like that. And holy cow, if it didn't offer me, I put it into Google, I put it into Facebook Marketplace, and I looked on Craigslist. Those were the three places I went to look, and it bombarded me instantly with everything except the chair that I'm looking for. They want me to pay $300 for like this designer piece of furniture that I would never use in my lifetime. I had to go through row upon row upon row. And as a marketing person, that's not a failure of marketing, it's a success of SEO optimization for a company that doesn't have any business offering what they're offering. They're offering you garbage. They're selling you trash. They're selling you overpriced trash. And it's all about impulse buying. It's all about getting their hooks into ignorant customers that don't understand market trends and getting them to buy as quickly as possible before you realize that what you're buying is useless. It's terrible. You don't want it. So why has this happened? So a lot of it comes from how websites are designed and how Google pulls information into itself. It's based on SEO rankings. That stands for search engine optimization. Very simple. More or less what that is tags within your website or the images inside your website or the video inside your website that allow it to talk to Google and tell Google, hey, this is what this web page offers. However, very quickly people realize, oh, I can just lie about what's on my website. I can lie in the tags. I can make things up. I can say my product's something it isn't so that I can get more customers in. Google doesn't like when that happens, obviously. It looks bad on them. Used to previously. We'll get to that in a minute. So Google's taken more and more steps to update, to kind of stay ahead of the game, so to speak, and make it harder and harder for these people to mistag and mislabel their website. So when you're going to Google, you're getting a result that you want. In theory, that's how it's supposed to work. But that isn't how it works because there's this little loophole where Google will let you just pay. There's pay for advertisements. And there's a ranking system inside of this payment. It's not so bad on Google itself, but on Facebook and any kind of meta integration, you can buy anything you want. You can have a complete hoax of a website that literally just steals people's credit card information. And as long as you're paying them thousands and thousands of dollars, they will run it forever. They will never take you down because you are so profitable for them. That's why so many scams occur. It doesn't get talked about a lot. And Meta isn't happy with videos when I or other people bring it up. They hide them on their feed. Obviously, you don't want people knowing what we're doing. But I briefly worked with somebody that worked in Facebook marketing and stuff like that. So I had a chance to kind of pick their brain about how the meta system works, how they set things up for companies as a business. And yeah, that's all it is. It's optimizing a scam. They don't care if the company's real. They don't have any sort of quality control or quality check. They will just take your company and then based on how much money you are putting in, they will promote you an equivalent amount. What this does is it paywalls your company getting seen. So if you're a small business, you will be immediately exceeded by any other company. It's not a fair game. It's not balanced. You are going to get crushed instantly by somebody putting in $20,000-$30,000 a month into just advertising. I've heard it defended a lot where it's like, well, of course they need to make money. They're a company. But I think that if it's an open sort of company where they're taking revenue from you, because they're still taking your ad money, you should be getting a result out of it. Let's imagine a billboard, right? And they're selling pieces of a billboard. You can pay $1 a foot for this billboard. and however many people buy this billboard, they'll add more feet to it. Let's say that Facebook's bought 1,000 feet, but you can only afford to buy 1 foot. What you would think would happen is your 1 foot would be in the bottom corner, and Facebook's big advertisement would be up here on the 100 feet that they've bought. So at very least, you kind of think to yourself, well, all right, but somebody passing by might still see my little square down there, so it makes sense. But that's not how this sort of marketing thing works. A better way to envision it is you spend that dollar, or excuse me, you buy that 1 foot of billboard space, but then they take your 1 foot of billboard space and they put it behind the 100-foot billboard for Facebook. And every other person that buys a bigger billboard than you is in front of yours. So people will have to physically pass the billboard to look at the next one, to look at the next one, to look at the next one. So yeah, you've got that advertisement in there somewhere deep down in, but no one will ever see it or find it because it is hidden. There is only room on people's cell phone displays, television displays, computer displays for one thing. That's your billboard. Boom. And if you're not on that front billboard, no one will see you. It doesn't matter how much square footage you buy. If it's behind the line, you're never going to see it. We call it beneath the line. It's literally when you open Google and you do a search, the line is how many results you see, and the below the line is when you have to scroll down. So it's whatever's hidden. The best place to be, the place you want to be, obviously, is at the very top. And if you go to Google, if you open Google right now and you go take a look, type in literally anything, you will see that sponsored results are almost everything above the line. That's the big companies buying the billboard space, taking up the entire top of the screen. It's a huge problem because they continue to take your money. Google will very happily run these campaigns asking you for money, demanding money from you, telling you your company can't grow without it. And unfortunately, they're kind of right unless you get really lucky with your SEO. But it's a rigged game. There's no way for any sort of small business to compete. There's no way to step ahead of the giants in this industry. They're taking your money and giving you nothing. And this is a huge problem. And it's resulting in atrocious amounts of spam because some of the spammiest, scummiest companies out there, unfortunately, are very good at conning people. So they end up with the most money that they then feed back into marketing. Your very legitimate business for whatever you're selling, sports equipment, could show up behind some like dropship reseller from some other country that only delivers 30% of the time and steals your credit card information just because they're paying Google or Facebook $3,000, $4,000, and you're only paying $300, which is as much as most small businesses can afford. The average budget that I've worked with for small businesses is less than $1,000 a month. And to some of them, like the idea of spending $1,000 a month is impossible. And we're not talking about like some like kid like selling cookies out of his basement. We're talking about established businesses selling everything from paint to lawn equipment to just random woodworking things, whatever these may be. They don't have the budget for this. They want to be able to put in $100 and receive a $100 space on whatever the advertising platform is and not just get shuffled out. The other problem, and we immediately see this as happening, is when you buy these search terms, say you're like a woodworking expert, and you take the woodworking category and you say, all right, this is what I'm marketing, this is what I'm selling, and you're extremely good at it. You're the expert. You're somehow the best in your field. Facebook decides, well, I'm also going to sell woodworking. Mine's kind of cheap and I get it on like a wholesaler, but I'm going to put this much money in. But it's not really woodworking. What it is woodworking adjacent. So it's like, oh, it's, a varnish for woodworking. But they buy the term woodworking. So even though you, the customer, are going and trying to find art, woodworking crafts like tables, chairs, and stuff like that, instead what you're getting are the bigwigs who've bought the term. When you put in the term, their result will show up because they paid the most money, even though they have nothing to do with it. And like I said early on, Google tries to filter these out, but it will completely step over it if it is paid. If it is paid to a specific extent or a certain extent. So it's just a pay-to-win game, and this is all of SEO right now, all of advertising right now. Whole companies are put together to try to like get over these steps, but the more that they put restrictions, they put limitations, the only people that could step over these restrictions and limitations are big companies. So at the end of the day, no matter what, it is a losing game against companies that simply have more money at their disposal, to the point where people are questioning, well, why even try? And these days, I don't really have a good answer for them. There isn't a good way to do it. We have a billion SEO experts now, experts that have just learned on YouTube like how to like put in SEO, but they don't understand the idea behind setting up an SEO campaign, a term campaign. And the way a term campaign works is we literally try to find a search term that isn't already being used by these corporate monstrosities. Your customers still need to be able to find you somehow. But like in the case of like the woodworking example, we would have to come something along the lines of carpentry and hope that they didn't hit the carpentry thing. And if carpentry has been eaten up, then we have to go down further. How would I even market this? We would have to like do some research on other like alternate keywords along the lines of woodworking. But it's just this insane hopscotch through the hoops where you'd think that you should be able to just put your product up there, and if you're the best, Google will put you as the best. But that's not how it works, and it hasn't worked that way for a very long time. And Google stopped caring. Google used to really want to put on this image of we are the best. We will always give you exactly the result you're looking for, no matter what. You can rely on us. We are guaranteed to give you the proper thing that you're looking for. However, that is not what's going on anymore. It's become this system where money is all that matters, and small businesses who need to be able to push into the online cyberspace are dying because of it. So it's an awful crisis that I think that a lot of people are aware of. You know, I've heard some big like YouTube commentators, some big like news outlets say, "Hey, this is a crazy thing that's going on," and people have addressed it with Google, and Google's just kind of been like, "Yeah, we're doing that." And it's the same thing with Facebook. They're like, "Yeah, that's what we do." And so it kind of leaves us in this spot where we're like, well, what are you promoting here? You know, aside from yourself and your own interests. That's why we get these awful, I'm sure you've seen those terrible video game advertisements that don't even represent the video game, that have horrific content that I wouldn't want to show to children, just being blasted out to anybody. And it's because they pay an absurd amount of money to Facebook. Facebook just lets them have a free pass. Some of the stuff, the content is illegal in some states. And they continue to just get a pass because they're big enough that they can just shrug off laws, they can shrug off regulations. So I just hope that like somebody will bring some attention to this. Maybe my video will inspire somebody else to make a better video. I know this is just me kind of ranting, but at the same time, it's a rant that needed to be had. It's terrible. I want to be able to have satisfied customers again. I want to be able to go to companies and say, this is the right way to do this. Here's how you can get your small business seen. I want to see my friends in the small business space succeeding again and getting seen. But nobody's getting seen because it's just billboards stacked in front of billboards. Nobody's getting equal space anymore. And these companies are sucking in thousands and thousands and thousands, if not millions of dollars from gullible business owners who really believe that Wix website with optimization will somehow make them successful. They lose faith in their own craft because there's like, I can't make a sale. I can't get people to come to my website, when it's not their fault. Their SEO is flawless. Their marketing is flawless. They just aren't pumping $50,000 to $70,000 into advertising because they can't afford it. For most people, that's the price of at least 3 vehicles for their whole family. Like, this isn't a logical amount. So hopefully this like sheds a little bit of light on like the bad situation with advertising, why SEO isn't working great for you. I kind of feel like, you know, old man shaking a fist at clouds, but at the same time, this is something that's frustrating to me in the field. So if you're a marketer, you're an SEO guy, especially someone who's new to the field, and you're like, man, I just can't get a win here. Or maybe you had a lot of success and suddenly it's, you know, dropped off. Somebody else has taken over the top space, and what do I do now? Or you're just finding it hard to build a good advertising campaign as a small business. It's not on you. It's a bad field right now. It's difficult for everyone to get over these massive financial hurdles. Don't throw your money at it. Trust me, you can't outspend these guys. Don't buy more ads. They're a waste. Absolutely, 100% of the time. Once you're generating revenue where you're coming in at like $40,000, $50,000 a month, now we can start looking at the revenue that comes from these advertisements. Now you can start competing. And then, you know, then we can talk. Then we can start playing ball, and I can start helping with that. But for the most part, the small businesses that I love to work with, the mom and pop shops, the people that I really believe in, I have my own small business that I run and try to promote. These people, you can't afford to outpace these guys. It's almost a dead field. So I know I'm kind of like wishy-washy on like what my recommendation is to people right now. I keep, you know, going back and forth between, you know, try, don't try. Just be realistic, I guess, is my encouragement to you. You're probably not going to get good results off of almost any paid SEO campaign. And for the love of everything, don't pour more money into some random marketer on the internet who tells you that, oh, you know, hire my company. It's usually just one guy. Hire my company to do this SEO for you. We're guaranteed, blah, 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 blah. Just pour more money in, pour more money in. You're wasting your money. You're wasting your money. Don't do that. If they offer you free credit for advertising that's truly free with no catches, take it, see what happens. Usually nothing will happen. Self-promote as much as you can. Set up your own advertising campaigns. Set up an Instagram, post every single day. If you want to spend some money, hire somebody to run an Instagram account for you, to add content to your Instagram. Get a little video crew, someone local, hire from the local colleges because they like to work for a very inexpensive rate, for less quality. But put something up. Start building an image. You make good content too, like make content that people want to engage with. I'll probably do, you know, I'm getting into a totally different territory here where I'm kind of like giving just, here's how to do advertising. Right now I want to focus just on this mess that is advertising and why it's such a nightmare. I am now more than ever, I as an advertiser recommend you, no matter who you are, where you are in life, get an ad block. You'll thank me later. Just get an ad block. And I know I'm preaching to the choir for most people, like almost everybody is now aware that the advertisements are horrendous. And on behalf of people who make advertising, I apologize to you. This isn't what we wanted. This isn't how it's supposed to be. We're hoping to get it back somewhere good because we don't want to be showing you ads that you don't care about. Right now, Facebook's ruined it. Instagram's ruined it. Google's ruined it. Ah, man, I could go on. But for now, you think you get the point. I've talked for freaking way too long now. Thanks for watching. I'll probably do more rants like this down the road. I want to make more video content in general. Hopefully this connects to somebody. Hopefully I'm not just some crazy dude yelling on the internet. I'm Ben. I do marketing, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I know I'm supposed to put that in the middle of the video, but it seems obtrusive, especially when I'm saying other things. Catch you guys later. Peace.